Hi, this is Sherry Andrea, and I hope you can hear me okay. I had a couple of little glitches, and that's why you didn't hear the regular intro that introduced me. But anyway, I'll get it worked out to see what I did wrong. This is Sherry Andrea, and I'm happy that you could join me tonight. I haven't been on in a few months. I took a break, not for any specific reason, but just because, normal everyday reasons like, it's hard sometimes to juggle everything I have going on all by myself. Um, but I'm here, so everything is good. Um, I hope that everyone has been doing well, and I noticed that people still come back and they've been listening to the previous shows, and some people tell me that they go back and listen to the shows or certain ones that they liked and they found helpful. So I'm really, really happy to hear that. Of course, anything that I can do, of course, as those who have talked to me know, always happy to help or to share what I know. And that's the main reason why I wanted to have a blog talk radio station, was so that I could have one more avenue to use to share that knowledge. Because, of course, as many of you know, that when you're blessed with gaining knowledge and understanding, it's not really just for yourself. It's for everyone. I know sometimes it seems like we're in it just for ourselves because we're focused on getting that knowledge for ourselves, and we're focused on getting that understanding, and we put so much time and effort into it that sometimes it does seem like it's just for us. But really, it's not. Somewhere down the road, you could be at the grocery store, and someone could strike up a conversation with you, and you could notice that knowledge and understanding that you were blessed with, suddenly now here in front of you is someone who coincidentally could use that information, and you have that opportunity to share it. Actually, about 6 minutes ago, I noticed that there was a caller on the line, and now there's two. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can take the caller and see if they're still there. So hold on one second. This is Sherry. Are you there? Okay, I think I may have lost that caller, so let's try this again. There's another caller on the air, so let's try this again. And if you were listening and that was you, call back in, and I'll try and see if I can pick you up. This is Sherry. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
This is Sherry Andrea. You're on the air live. Who am I speaking with?
My name is Celine.
Hi, Celine. How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I'm good.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, I was going to ask you. Are you doing readings tonight?
I wasn't planning to, but what did you want to know?
Okay, it was about my mother. She's having like chronic pain on her left side, and I was going to ask if you can tune into what's going on with her, because she's kind of worrying me now, because it's been going on for a while.
Okay.
It comes and goes.
Yeah, and I'm not really getting it. I'm not really getting anything. Actually, the only thing that I'm actually getting is a sensation in the right side of my head, which has to do with what the person is thinking about. Has she been able to find an answer from a doctor on what it is?
No, she hasn't.
Okay, because,
I mean, she
you
goes
know,
to the doctor, but
yeah, what's the possibility that it is? I see. I'm not understanding if what I'm getting is that it's something that has, yeah, on an emotional level, something that is created from an emotional level. Like I'm talking about the underlying issue here, because usually the right side of my head has to do with what a person is thinking, what they're thinking, where their thoughts are at. So now you know your mother. Now you would know. Is she a normally positive person?
She tries to be, from what I see. I mean, she goes about doing, her daily routines, and but I mean, she is going through some changes, but I don't know if it's like to the point where it's affecting, her physically.
I mean, it could, because that's the only thing that I got, that this has to do with something that she's thinking, something that's on her mind. Maybe if you talk to her, if you know some of the things that she's been dealing with that could be the things that are possibly bothering her, if you could talk to her and see if she actually is forthcoming with her feelings on the issue, because, there are emotional things like stress, anxiety, which also manifest as pain.
Oh, really?
So what I would do is I would actually talk to her about some of the things she's dealing with and see what comes to the surface. Because, a lot of times that's how, pain doesn't manifest for no reason. It manifests for a reason. And if it is, and she's not finding an answer from a doctor, which, isn't unusual when something that is psychological manifests. That's not unusual. So I would see if you could talk to her about it, see what comes to the surface, see if you can get her to talk about it, find out if maybe she's dealing with a little bit more stress and anxiety than maybe even she realizes.
Okay. Yeah, because it seemed to be pretty bad, when those pains come, it feel like it's, a stabbing pain that she experiences, because it's like it just has her to, make a ow sound, Like,
yes, and I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about, because my mother has something similar where there has been, after years, there's been no answer to it. And, I mean, doctors have even suggested that. They've suggested it's psychological. I mean, they've suggested many things, but one of the things they did suggest is that it's something going on, psychological issues left unresolved and undealt with that are manifesting in that way. So definitely she should keep going to the doctor to try to find an answer. However, I would help her out by talking with her. Actually talk with her about some of the things that she is dealing with the things that have been on her mind.
Okay.
And see what comes to the surface. And then, if you want me to send your mother a healing, then just go to my website and send me an email, and I'll send her a healing. And I'll see if, many times when I actually take the time to send a healing and meditation, because maybe I'll do that for 10, 15 minutes. Often more comes to me then.
Okay.
So I would recommend you just go to my website, send me an email with her name and the city and state she's located in, and I'll send her a healing. And during that healing, I'll tell you everything that came to me about what's going on with her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
I'll do that.
And then my website is GeriAndrea.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and just go to the contact, on the menu, go to contact, and then just send me an email from there.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
I really appreciate this, Sherry.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much. It's been irking my nerves.
Well, I know
Just
how it
like,
is. Yeah, I know how it is because whenever my parents have something going on, of course, I want to help them. But I also I also want them to help themselves. They do the going to the doctor and everything, but I want them to be like more involved in even what's going on with them on an emotional level.
Oh, right.
Because that can greatly affect them.
Yes, it can. That's what I'm experiencing with her.
Right, exactly. And so even though it may be hard for you, because, generally somebody who is dealing with pain, and especially if they're dealing with pain on a regular basis, they have their moments when they have better, they're in a better mood some days than other days.
Right. Yeah.
So, definitely I wouldn't, try to get them to have, a conversation about how they feel when it's a bad day for them and they're in a lot of pain. But during one of her days where maybe she feels a little bit better, that's a good time to just, have a casual conversation about some of the things that have been on her mind.
Right. Okay.
And then your job is to just pay attention and listen well and see what comes to the surface.
Okay, I'll do just that.
Okay, and then when I get your email, then I'll reply back to you and we'll do the healing and we'll see if we can get some answers that can put you in the right direction. Okay.
Thank you so much, Sherry. I'm
You're
really so thankful.
You're welcome, and it was great talking to you, and have a great night.
Likewise. You do the same. Thanks
okay.
again, Sherry.
Okay,
God
bye-bye.
bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I'm back again. Now I have one more caller, which I'm going to take in a minute. And let me explain. Now I do healing all the time, and it's typical when I do healing. Normally, what I do is I'll get emails from people, and they'll give me, sometimes they'll give me only their first name. They'll tell me briefly what's going on, but the gist that they'll definitely tell me is that they want a healing, or they'll tell me they want a healing for someone. And often what happens is I will usually go into a meditative state when I'm doing the healing, only because the whole process of doing the healing usually puts me in a meditative state. While I'm in that meditative state, what usually happens is I get certain things, like for example, I may hear something. I may hear, like in my mind, I may hear a certain quote or phrase. A song may suddenly come to mind. Most often what will usually happen is I may smell something. Like the time I was doing a healing for a dog and I smelled fresh baked bread. And it was because the person had self-diagnosed a dog and was giving them warmer medicine, and they were putting it inside a piece of bread. And actually the warmer medicine was actually making the dog worse. And so while I was sending the healing, I kept smelling fresh baked bread. Now, of course, I may not know what something I'm getting means, but often when I reply to the person and I say, okay, I did the healing and this is what I got, usually they know. And even if they don't confide in me in what that was that I picked up on, they're usually able to take action. So often these things, now I'm not what's called a medical intuit. So I'm not medically intuitive. Now I've known some people who are just awesome, and that's their thing. Their thing is that they're constantly getting information about what's wrong with people. Now, just because somebody is like a healer, that doesn't mean they're medically intuitive. That doesn't mean that they necessarily can diagnose what's wrong, can tell you, oh, it's your this or it's your that. Now, sometimes because I'm clairsentient, I can say, well, I feel something and it feels like my kidney area. Now, that doesn't make me a medical, intuitive, though, just because I'm able to tell you that. No, people who are medically intuitive, normally they get like really good specific information. I mean, they can tell you what to go and ask your doctor about. They can, maybe tell you specific names of what, illnesses or whatever, what might be wrong with you. They can tell you what organs it is. They can tell you if you have a deficiency. So now I'm a healer. So what that means is I'm a healer, but also I'm clairsentient. So in the process of healing, that is when I get information. So that's why often when people will ask me to do healing, I'll always respond back and I'll let them know, that I did the healing. And if anything comes up, I'll let them know what I got. And so to explain, that's kind of the way it works. So that's why I always tell people, send me an email so that I can, spend that time doing that healing so that, we could see if anything comes to me, if I get anything. Okay, so let's go to the next caller that's on the line. Hi, you're on the air. This is Sherry Andrea. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. I miss you. I heard your voice and you were saying hello at the beginning of the show, but we got disconnected some kind of way.
And yeah, that was probably me. That was probably me. I was like fumbling around in the studio dashboard going, which button do I push?
Yeah.
I eventually get it.
Yeah.
And how are you? And who am I speaking with?
My name is Melvin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Melvin, I thought that was you. I remembered your voice. I didn't remember your name. It was like on the tip of my tongue because I want to say that somebody asked me about you a couple weeks ago. Someone who had listened to the show asked me, have you heard from the gentleman that you talked to that wanted to know about the award that you were up for at your job?
Right.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought I forgot?
Golly. No, ma'am. What they wanted to know, did I get it or not, or they was
Yes,
interested?
they wanted to know if you got back in touch with me to tell me what happened.
Well, actually, they did not give out that type of award. They changed it, but I think because they didn't want to give it to me, and they gave it to some other guy that sleeps on the job. So I was like, okay, no problem. Yeah, that's what happened.
And as I recall, I think I had told you that the decision hadn't been made, and there was some reason why it hadn't been made yet, but I couldn't figure out at the time what was going on, why they hadn't made that decision.
Yep, that's exactly what happened, and yep, you're right. That's exactly what happened, and one of the guys went behind my back because he's pretty close with one of the nurses that was in charge of all the voting and all that stuff, and I believe they went behind my back and didn't give it to me. So I was like,
so now are you still working there?
Yes, ma'am. I'm still there. Actually, I got to go to work in a little bit. I'm still there right now, but I just wanted to ask you, can I get a general reading from you, basic, with my relationship and my health, finances?
Yeah, I can do that. Hold on one second, and I can do that for you. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I'm back. I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. Hold on one second. See, other people do that. They leave their microphone and there's like dead air.
Yeah.
I used to do that too. Okay, let's see. As far as relationships, now, do you want to know if if you're going to be in a new relationship, or are you wanting to know about an existing relationship?
If I'm going to be in a new relationship, I'm really interested in this young lady she stays out here in the same apartment complex that I stay in, and she parks her car about 4 or 5 car spaces from me, and her name is Nicole, and she's a school teacher, but she's younger than I, and we met like during the holidays, Christmas last year, at the mailbox at the apartment complex. I gave her my phone number, but she hasn't called me.
Okay, let's see. Let me see what I get. Okay, yeah. Yeah, at the current time, there's nothing going on, but, you know what? That may not be the relationship has a potential to happen, but this may not be a relationship that you want to be in. The only reason why I'm saying that is because I'm kind of getting that, almost like if you get into this relationship, what's going to happen in the future is that you're going to be played for the fool. Now, you can translate that any kind of way you want to. That means that you can pursue it if you want to. People pursue relationships all the time that aren't necessarily right or good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So, now this is based on what's going to happen, what's the potential for you to be in a relationship with her if you pursue it. So, for right now, nothing is happening. So in the present, nothing is happening, and it's actually looking like at the present moment, like you're basically going to be shot down for the present, but in the future, you do have a potential to end up getting in a relationship with her. However, if you do, you're going to possibly be playing the fool, and that may mean whatever. I mean, that could mean many things. That could be based on the way she may end up treating you. Maybe she may end up playing you. But I would tread very lightly when it comes to pursuing that relationship. Definitely, you might want to try to know a little bit more about her.
Okay.
So you might want to approach it acting like all you want, is to chat and be friends, just so it'll give you an opportunity to find out a little bit more about her.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought maybe. Yeah, because it was another young lady that that was actually staying with me in college, and her name is Clooney, and I thought that she was the type of woman that you will maybe try to use me and for money or favors and all that, and really don't have her heart into a relationship with me. But do you see? We are not talking anymore, but do you see Clooney and I start back talking? Will she start back calling me?
Let me see. What did she, is she not living with you anymore because she's doing better or something right now?
I think so. She have not contacted me since in November, and I tried calling her, and her phone number not accepting incoming calls by the subscriber request. I don't know if she blocked me out or what, but I don't think she's in college, in school now, because I went there and she supposed to have been working in this little cafeteria at the college, but the lady told me that I think she worked like one day and something going on.
Yeah, I mean, there is, when it comes to right now what's going on with her as far as it pertains to, it's either her financial situation or her activity, like what she's doing. She's in a place right now where it's like a new place. It's like something new is just beginning for her. She may be, like, to say she's in a new stage of whatever is going on. However, that's not really what I'm, what I'm drawn to. What I'm drawn to is that in the future, there is going to be it's on an emotional level. There is, nothing going on an emotional level with her. It's like the person who is, acting like that bored, uninterested person, and not just, I'm not talking specifically where you're concerned, I'm just talking about what's going on with her right now. Like that person that's just not doing much of anything right now.
Well, she's depressed or starting on drugs or something?
No, it just looks like she's in this place where, she doesn't really have any, I'm not seeing anything really negative, anything bad. However, I'm just basically showing there's nothing going on. It's almost like a person who is kind of, there's nothing wrong with them. They're kind of in an inactive state. Like that person that kind of sits around, they're kind of bored, but at the same time, they're not trying to make an effort to do anything.
Why she didn't go back to school this semester?
I don't know. The only thing that I could tell you is it looks like something is going, and that's what I said. I'm reading in the present is that there is something going on where she's in some new phase. Some new phase is going on. So I don't know if she's having a change of heart about things, but there is something new going on. And right now, I'm showing that in the future she's not doing much of anything. So I don't know if she's having a change of heart related to her job, her schooling, but it looks like she's in a new phase, and there's some kind of, and that does happen. Sometimes we're trying to figure things out, and what do? We kind of, sit back, and we want to sit back and wait until we figure out what we're going to do and what actions we're going to take. Because what I'm showing is that's like the place she's going to also be at in the near future, is that place where she's not really doing anything. She's kind of just sitting there, not doing much, not taking much action, and it may be because she's in some new phase and she's trying to figure it out.